Grand rising, my beautiful kings and queens. It's your girl Mell B on Lux Radio Network. It's Wednesday, December 25th, midweek momentum. Y'all, Wednesday's here, and today we spotlight brilliance, resilience, and women changing the game. From boardrooms to classrooms, from startup to global stations, stages, women are leading the vision and impact. This morning, we honor their stories, their strategies, and their strength. This morning is Women in Business Wednesday, and it's about uplifting the voices, breaking barriers, and reminding us all that success has no limits. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to Hump Day. Hopefully everybody's up and ready to get out the door or start their day. So let me give you your affirmation of the day. It reads, I honor my strength. I embrace my vision, and I lead with confidence and grace. This affirmation highlights leadership and self-worth, especially on a day dedicated to women breaking barriers. It encourages everyone to trust your ideas, stand tall in your role, and lead with both power and compassion. All right, our word of the day is alchemy, a power or process that changes or transforms something. Once a medieval science of turning metals into gold, alchemy now symbolizes transformation in art, ideas, or in life. And our phrase origin word of the day is dogs bark, cats meow, a humorous, informal phrase used to state the obvious, much like water is wet. It underscores inevitability. Here I go. I start early. I'm starting early, sis. And truth, reminding us that some things are simply natural and expected. Like it is what it is. So just say that. All right, on to our top headline news in each of our favorite cities, starting off with New York. 1 year after the passing of an incarcerated man due to guard brutality, a legislative hearing on prison reform is being held as chaos and abuse within the state's correctional system now shows no signs of abating. In Los Angeles, a presidential panel is expected to vote this week on controversial recommendations that could upend federal disaster policy by forcing states to bear billions of dollars in rebuilding costs after major national disasters. All right, Chicago, a new industry outlook highlights the Specialized Real Estate Investment Trust, or REITs, are well posed for growth, benefiting from strong demand in industrial, data center, and healthcare properties. Atlanta, a time capsule is officially sealed as part of a new historical exhibit unveiled by Fulton County, preserving artifacts for future generations. Houston, a new online service, Click Dissolve, launches to address a surge of zombie businesses from the pandemic era gig economy, helping founders legally close inactive LLCs and avoid penalties. Washington, D.C., political consultant Frank Luntz weighs in on President Trump's recent rally, providing analysts on the administration's current messaging regarding economic affordability. Miami, Democrat Eileen Higgins is declared the winner of the mayor runoff election, defeating the Republican candidate endorsed by Donald Trump and becoming the first woman ever elected as mayor in the city. Tampa, a local community development district, or a CDD, announces that scheduled irrigation system upgrades will begin Wednesday, impacting local residents in the Water's Edge community. North Port Richey. Good morning, Ed. Pasco County announces a public input meeting for the Westport District Channel Restoration feasibility study, inviting community feedback on the environmental project. Milwaukee. Morning, Reed. The state of Wisconsin officially unveils new designs for its license plate, including both a retro yellow and a blackout option, following a legislative directive. Retro yellow, that should be interesting. Jackson, Mississippi. State Auditor Shad White announces his legislative, I can't say that word this morning, legislation priorities for the 2026 session, which includes proposals for a whistleblower reward act and new cost-saving measures for state government operations. Vancouver. Public policy experts argue that while awareness of reconciliation with Indigenous peoples has increased, the federal government still resists the fundamental demand of real reconciliation, which is sharing power. Toronto. The Bank of Canada is set to announce its final interest rate decision of 2025, with most economics anticipating that the benchmark rate will remain unchanged as its current 2.25% level. Bless up, Jamaica. Kingston. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, projects that Jamaica's economy will contract by 11-13% in the December 2025 quarter, making the sharpest decline since COVID-19 pandemic due to the impact of Hurricane Melissa. Montego Bay. The successful arrival of WestJet's inaugural flight from Quebec City is highlighted as a powerful demonstration of the nation's post-Hurricane Melissa resilience and a strong vote of confidence in Jamaica's tourism sector. Ocho Rios. The Jamaica Tourism Board, the J.A.B, confirms that major tourism hubs, including the Ocho Rios cruise port and key resorts, are resuming operations with a target for the majority of the sector to be fully operational by December 15th. Negril. Sandals Resorts International confirms that their Negril properties, including Sandals Negril and Beaches Negril, have completed post-storm repairs and are officially welcoming guests back for the winter season. Yay! Cayman Islands. Financial company J.Star announces that its plan to create a dual-class share structure with 10-vote Class B stock has been officially approved by the shareholders. And the Bahamas. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper reaffirms the government's commitment to safeguarding Bohemians' right to beach access, addressing concerns that public access points are being restricted by commercial operations. Nigeria. Vice President Shemita states that the country's out-of-school children constitute a national emergency, noting that President Timbuktu's administration has significantly increased the educational budget. And Ghana. The Foreign Ministry condemns what it's called the inhumane treatment and detention of Ghanaian travelers, including members of the parliamentary delegation at Israel's Ben Gurion Airport, and is weighing reciprocal diplomatic action. Wow. All right, on to our weather for these same favorite states. And I'm saying just cold, cold, cold. Well, of course, it's winter. But dang, it's freezing. Okay. Red, loud and clear. Okay, on to New York. It's cold with mixed rain and snow. Highs near mid-30s, and the lows will be in the 20s. Los Angeles, mild and mostly sunny. Highs around 68 degrees, and the low will be near 52. Chicago, cloudy with snow showers. Ooh. Highs around 32 and lows somewhere around 20. Atlanta, clear and cool. Highs near 55, lows around 38. Houston, sunny and pleasant. Highs near 66, lows around 45. Washington, D.C., cold and partly cloudy. highs near 40 with a low around 27. Oof. Miami, warm and mostly sunny, highs near 82 and lows near 72. Tampa, warm and clear, highs near 80, lows around 68. Newport Richey, similar to Tampa as usual, highs near 80, lows around 68. Milwaukee, oh, that S word, snow, with a high near 30 with a low around 18. Jackson, Mississippi, sunny skies, high near 65, low around 35. Vancouver, rain, high of 50 and a low of 47. Toronto, rain and snow mix, high of 36, low of 16. Kingston, mostly sunny, high of 86, low of 73. Montego Bay, mostly sunny, high of 87, low of 76. Ocho Rios, mostly sunny, high of 86 with a low of 74. And Negril, warm and mostly sunny with a high of 86 and a low around 74. Cayman Islands, mostly sunny with a high of 85 and a low around 74. The Bahamas, warm and partly cloudy, highs near 82, lows near 72. And Nigeria, excuse me, high near 88, low around 75. And Ghana, high near 87 and a low of 76. Okay, on to sports. Of course, no NFL game yesterday, so it's all about the NBA. So the final scores from the last night's two games were the Magic over the Heat, 117 to 108, and the Knicks over the Raptors, 117 to 101. Tonight in the NBA, we have the Suns and the Thunder at 7:30, and the Spurs and the Lakers at 10, both on Amazon. And what was it? NBA League Pass, I'm sorry. And the times are Eastern Standard Time. All right, on to our daily feature, which of course is Women in Business. And today I'm spotlighting Rihanna. So this Women in Business Wednesday, we celebrate Rihanna, Robin Rihanna Fenty, the girl from Barbados who became a global superstar, a mother of three, and the first Black woman to build $2 billion businesses. So Rihanna was born February 20th, 1988 in St. Michael's, Barbados. She's the eldest of three children. Her parents had divorced when she was 14, shaping her resilience. Her partner at the time, right now too, is A$AP Rocky. Today they have three children, two sons and a daughter. And she proudly celebrates Barbados. She has been named the national hero in 2021 and continues philanthropic work through the Claire Lionel Foundation. Rihanna debuted and was signed with Def Jam Records when she was only 16, and her breakout hit was Pon de la Replay. Her global stardom, her album Good Girl Gone Bad in 2007 with Umbrella cemented her as the pop icon. Her achievements, she's had over 250 million records sold, 9 Grammys, 13 American Music Awards, and multiple Guinness World Records. Her recent highlight was her Super Bowl halftime show in 2023 and Lift Me Up for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So in her business empire includes Fendi Beauty, which was established and launched in 2017. And she launched that with 40 foundation shades, sparking the Fenty effect and redefining beauty. She also has Savage X Fenty, which was launched in 2018, which disrupted the lingerie industry with body positivity and diverse representation, which a lot of lingerie manufacturers don't do. They just have just the skinny girls, but we are all shapes and sizes. And she does definitely represent that. She also has Fendi Skin and Fendi Hair. She expanded into skincare and hair care, emphasizing eco-friendly and gender-neutral products, meaning all shades. And she's valued at this point in 2025. Fenty Beauty and Savage X Fenty together are valued at over $3.8 billion. Rihanna remains the executive chair, steering her brands with authenticity and innovation. So her impact, Rihanna proved diversity is profitable, filling gaps ignored by traditional industries. As far as, like I said, as far as the gender, body types, and skin tones, she goes across the board instead of just specifically, one body type, one skin color, one gender. Even while raising 3 children, Rihanna continues to expand her empire, showing that motherhood and mogulship can coexist. So Rihanna's story is more than music or business. It's about resilience, representation, and revelation. From Barbados to billion-dollar boardrooms, from global stages to family snapshots, she shows us that authenticity is the ultimate power move. So today we honor Rihanna as a mogul, a mother, and a movement. And let's be real, big Rihanna energy means you can't box her in. She's proof that when you lead with vision, you don't just change industries, you change the world. Big ups to Rihanna. All right, on to our book club. We are reading the 18 Laws of Human Nature, and today's law spotlights the law of aggression, our hidden drive to assert power and dominance. So aggression isn't always physical. It shows up in ambition, competition, and in control. Green explains that aggression is a primal force, often masked as drive or determination. Recognizing it allows us to channel its productivity. So in business, harness aggression to set bold goals and push boundaries, but temper it with empathy. In life, use aggression as fuel for your personal growth, not conflict. So the law of aggression teaches us that raw energy can destroy or create. When harnessed, it fuels progress instead of conflict. All right. Our cause of the day is today is Human Rights Day. Human Rights Day commemorates the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, a landmark document affirming dignity and equality for all. The UDHR is the most translated document in the world, available in over 577 languages. So this year's theme is human rights for everyday essentials, emphasizing that rights are lived realities, like safety, freedom of speech, and access to services. Events worldwide highlight how human rights remain the foundation of justice and peace. So human rights aren't abstract. They're all the essentials we rely on every day. So protecting them protects us all. All right, today in history, December 10th, in 1948, Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted. The UN General Assembly affirmed dignity and equality for all, making it the most translated document in the world. In 1869, Wyoming grants women the right to vote. The territory became the first in the U.S. to grant women suffrage, paving the way for national change. And in 1901, the first Nobel Prize was distributed. Alfred Nobel's legacy began with awards in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. All right, in our African American history today, first up we have Ralph Bunche. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1950. Bunche became the first African American awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for mediating the Arab-Israeli conflict. In 1869, though not African American specific, the milestone of Wyoming granting women suffrage influenced later Black women's activism. And Ella Baker's legacy. Civil rights activist Ella Baker, born December 13th, 1903, is often honored this week for her grassroots organizing that empowered ordinary people. All right, and on to our African-American scientists and inventors. First up, we have Ernest Everett Just, biologist known for groundbreaking work in cell biology and fertilization, emphasizing the role of the cell surface. Then we have Harold Amos, a microbiologist and the first African-American department chair at Harvard Medical School, known for his research on bacterial metabolism. Then last we have Philip, okay, we're going to get this name right, Philip Emeagwali, sorry, Nigerian-born computer scientist, often called the Bill Gates of Africa, who used supercomputers to model petroleum fields. All right, on to our Back to Roots segment, where today we are highlighting African hairstyles, identity woven in every braid and every knot. So in Africa, hair signified tribe, status, and spirituality. Styles like cornrows, Bantu knots, and a masunzu, which is a traditional Rwandan hairstyle, carried cultural meaning. So how it affects African American society. During slavery, hair was shaved to strip the identity. Later, barbershops and salons became cultural and economic centers. Hairstyles expressed identity, resilience, and artistry, just as they do today. Movements like Black is Beautiful reclaim natural hair, and laws like the Crown Act protect against hair discrimination. So hair remains a symbol of pride, heritage, and resistance against egocentric beauty standards. Hairstyles are more than fashion. They are heritage, resilience, and self-expression. So our Back to Roots segment shows us that every style carries history and pride into the present. And who says what hairstyle is beautiful? We all have different types of hair. Who says one hair type is better than the other? I love my roots, period. And I should be able to wear my hair any way I want to. People wear their face anywhere they want to. Some of those don't look great. Some hairstyles ain't great. However, be you, unapologetically. All right, fact or fiction. Today, we spotlight true crime, murder for hire cases. So murder for hire plots have long fascinated investigators and audience alike. Shows like Who Hired Hitman document real cases where masterminds, not just killers, are exposed. These cases reveal how greed, jealousy, and financial pressure can drive ordinary people to extraordinary crimes. So murder for hire proves that sometimes the most dangerous person isn't a killer. They're the planner. So that show, Who Hired the Hitman, I haven't seen that yet, but it does sound interesting. But you would be really surprised at how many murder for hire cases there are out there. I don't have the actual numbers, but believe me, it's a lot. Some that go to completion and some that just were planned. How it happens more often than you think. All right, next we have What's the Words? Today we spotlight Australia's under 16 social media ban. I saw this in the news, and I don't know, tell me how y'all think about it. We should do something like that here. Today, Australia will be enforcing a world first ban on social media use for people under the age of 16. So platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube automatically signed out underage accounts. Lawmakers agreed it is to protect children from predatory algorithms and harmful content. So social media erupted with protests, memes, and debates about freedom versus safety. YouTube criticized the law as rushed and warned it to make kids it, and it's warned it to make it could make kids less safe. Why it matters is that it highlights the tension between digital rights and child protection in the algorithm age. So what do y'all think about that? Do you think that, this is a good plan? I mean, but what stops a teenager from just putting in a different year that they were born? I mean, it's not going to, stop anything, because believe me, kids are, they're going to find a way around some stuff, especially to be on social media. It's their life, you know? All right, on to our tech tip of the day, smartphone camera optimization. The Pixel 10 series and other 2025 flagship phones introduced advanced camera systems with AI-powered night mode. Explore built-in camera apps like features like AI stabilization, low light enhancement, and auto framing can replace bulky equipment. So leveraging smartphone camera tech saves money and boosts creativity for content creators and professionals. So every phone, though, says that they have this camera, that camera, the camera does this, the camera does that. I mean, in my personal opinion, and I love my iPhone, but Android cameras seem to take better pictures to me than the iPhone does. All right, on to our finance tip of the day, emergency savings and banking rules. The Fidelity survey found 72% of Americans face financial setbacks in 2025, with nearly half dipping into emergency funds. Building cash reserves is the top resolution for 2026. So helpful tools are high yield savings accounts like Ally or Capital One, laddered CDs via your bank for liquidity, and CFPBs, a new rule caps overdraft fees at $5, saving households at least $225 annually. So emergency savings and consumer-friendly banking rules protect households from unexpected shocks. It's so easy for a lot of companies or magazines or even the news to say, to try to have Americans save, what is it? They say at least 3 months of savings, have that in your bank account at all times, because you never know what could happen. However, people have to live day to day. A lot of people don't have money just to set aside, which they try, but it's always something. The kids need something. You got pets, you got a car, you have house, and those need repairs constantly. You got to have clothes on your back. And I mean, a lot of things just happen. So, I mean, unless you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, it's very hard for the typical American to save, months and months of savings and not have to touch it. It's difficult, However, try to set aside as much as you can, because it does add up eventually. All right, on to our fun fact of the day. It's Nobel Prize Day. The first Nobel Prizes were awarded on December 10th in 1901 in Stockholm. Established by Alfred Nobel's will, the prize honors achievements in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. Nobel, the inventor of dynamite, wanted his fortune to reward contributions to humanity. So Nobel Prizes highlight the importance of these things and shapes peace in the global process. So it's a real honor to win one of those, as far as I understand. All right, and our fun holiday of the day today is the Dewey Decimal System Day. It celebrates Melville Dewey, who was born December 10th, 1851, and created the Dewey Decimal Classification System still used in libraries worldwide. The system organizes books by subject, making knowledge accessible to millions. Dewey's system reflects the information age. Libraries became gateways to education for all people. So visit your local library, explore how books are cataloged, and discover a new subject area. I haven't seen one of those book catalogs in a long time. I think everything is computerized now. And who actually goes to the library nowadays? I would love to go to the library, actually. On to our daily quote of the day, which is, and I quote, "The time is always right to do what's right," end quote. Martin Luther King Jr. Spoken during the Civil Rights Movement, this quote emphasizes moral courage. Justice and integrity are timeless responsibilities, not bound by convenience. All right, on to our music and entertainment segment, where today BET's leadership gets a shakeup. After 23 years, Scott Mills stepped down as BET president and CEO, with Louis Carr ascending to the top role. Leadership changes at major Black-owned networks affect representation, programming, and the Black experience. So BET enters a new era, passing the torch to fresh leadership after decades of cultural influence. So let's see what happens with BET now. Quite sure it'll still be good. All right, on to celebrity gossip, where Jessica White and Nathan Wong are engaged. Supermodel Jessica White, yes, the Victoria's Secret angel herself, just shocked the fashion world with a headline hotter than a Paris catwalk. After only 5 dates in 1 month. Let me repeat that. After only 5 dates in 1 month, she's engaged to entrepreneur Nathan Wong. 5 dates, 1 month, 1 ring. Jessica told Ebony Magazine that Nathan didn't just pop the question. He asked her to help pick out his engagement ring. Talk about flipping the script. So whether you believe in slow burns or fast flames, Jessica White just proved sometimes love doesn't wait for anybody's timeline. Love is love. All right, in our celebrity birthdays, who's got a birthday today? First up, we got Raven Simone. She is 40 today. That's the star of That's So Raven. Tiana Taylor, she's 45. And the late, great Michael Clark Duncan. He would have been 68 today. He's the guy that played in that great movie, The Green Mile. All right, on to our lifestyle segment. Today, our soul food recipe is fried green tomatoes. However, they're crispy, tangy, and an iconic Southern fixture, offering antioxidants and fiber when paired with cornmeal breading. So the beverage to go with this is golden turmeric latte, an anti-inflammatory and warming sensation. Ugh, I'm picky, but it might be good to some people. All right, and our men's health tip today: limit alcohol to protect your liver and your heart. Still got time, gentlemen, to make those annual doctor's appointments for a year before year's out. Get that annual checkup. Women's health tip today is incorporate strength training to maintain muscle mass and metabolism at any age. We can all do it, from the 20-somethings all the way up. I mean, I remember that lady that's 75 when I last saw her. She was ripped from head to toe. and lifting weights like nobody's business. So if she can do it, I know we all can do it. All right, our relationship tips for the day for couples is use I statements to express feelings without blame. I learned that a long time ago. I feel this, or I want to let you know this, always project it onto what you're feeling. So you start with I feel. In friendships, celebrate a friend's achievement with a small gesture. Just say, good job, well done, you go girl, something like that. Family, hold a midweek check-in to share updates and concerns, especially with it being around the holidays. Make sure you do those check-ins. And our household chore of the day is declutter those closets. Donate unused clothes, shoes, or whatever you have, and make more room for yourself to buy new stuff. All right, on to our daily horoscopes, where we always start out with Aries. Today, your horoscope is financial clarity arrives. Review budgets carefully. Your lucky numbers today are 5, 18, and 30. Taurus, romance deepens. Express affection openly. Lucky numbers today are 8, 16, and 31. And Gemini, career surprises. Stay flexible and adaptable. Your lucky numbers today are 2, 18, and 30. Cancer, romance blooms. Open your heart to connections. Your lucky numbers today are 8, 20, and 33. And Leo, career spotlight. Showcase your talents with confidence. Your lucky numbers today are 9, 18, and 31. Virgo, romance steady. Small gestures mean the most. Your lucky numbers today are 8, 19, and 30. Libra, romance blooms. Share your feelings sincerely. Lucky numbers today for you are 2, 18, and 30. Scorpio, romance intense. Deep conversations strengthen bonds. Lucky numbers for you are 8, 20, and 29. Sagittarius, romance fun. Plan a spontaneous outing. Your lucky numbers today are 3, 18, and 31. Capricorn, romance steady. Commitment deepens. Lucky numbers 2, 14, and 25. Aquarius, career surprises. Embrace flexibility and innovation. Your lucky numbers today are 9, 20, and 33. And Pisces, romance dream. Share creativity with loved ones. Lucky numbers 2, 14, and 30. How come I didn't get no romance outlook? What's going on, universe? All right, on tomorrow's show, which will be Throwback Thursday, we will explore the civil rights and Black Power era with cultural reflections and lessons for today. So tomorrow's history will still speak of the president, not the president. Oh no, we'll speak of the present and our present time. All right, on to thanking our wonderful, wonderful sponsors. First up, of course, is Bello Burn Hot Sauce. Turn up the flavor, feel the burn. Bello Burn brings heat to every bite. Also, we have RAS Herbals, rooted in tradition, powered by nature. RAS Herbals keeps wellness pure and strong. And we have Colorane Candles, light the mood, lift the moment. Colorane Candles glow with soul. And Universal Madness, style without limits. Universal Madness makes the streets your runway. All right, so in closing, Wednesday is basically Friday's nosy neighbor, but you're halfway there. So sip your coffee like it's champagne. Until tomorrow morning, my lovelies, I always say, stay fly, stay grounded, and don't let nobody steal your shine. Period.